and like the whole speech that the nurse gives, this band called Anal Blast used that as a song intro.
Nice.
Their lyrical content was heavily focused on like extreme pornography.
Did you hear the band called Anal Trump that's out, and they do anal cunt type fucking music, and it's all about Donald Trump?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Oh my!
The longest song is 18 seconds, but they broke the record. It's a 1 second song. Check it out. Anal Trump.
Anal Trump.
Yeah, then Bridget starts marking down on the calendar like days to the full moon because Ginger doesn't believe that she's becoming a werewolf, but Bridget has an idea that that's what it was, and then she later on that night she kind of sneaks over to where Ginger's sleeping, and she kind of like pulls down her underwear a little bit and sees like a little nub of a tail.
Yeah, it's totally hot.
Yeah, so I know Randy'd be into that.
A chick with a tail? Oh yeah.
But yeah, then
I'd nibble on her tail.
Yeah, then the next day Bridget runs back into that drug dealer that hit the werewolf with the van, and I like what he says because she's like, yeah, you won't believe me, and he's like, well, he's like
a lycanthrope to me.
He's like, it looked like a lycanthrope to me, and he's like, and what he said was the reason why I thought that was most wolves don't have a circumcised penis. So I thought that was kind of a hilarious little scene. And then, but yeah, then she tells him that she was the one that was bit, and she feels like she's changing. And then it cuts to the scene with Ginger where she basically rapes the stoner dude and bites him.
I read that. I wrote that myself. It says, "There's a Ginger rapes Jason. He catches lycanthropy."
Yep.
STD horror. And that's that's one of the things that this movie does is kind of it might be the first instance of like STD horror that I can think of.
Yeah.
Because obviously it predates like It Follows and whatever that Contaminated movie, or I don't even remember what it's called. It wasn't very good.
Herpes, My Life Story.
But yeah, then after that whole rape scene, Ginger's in the bathroom just throwing up blood, covered in blood, and she tells Bridget that she killed someone, and then she runs outside and they look, and it was their neighbor's dog that she tore apart because it wouldn't stop barking at her. And then the next day, Bridget decides to go to the drug dealer and took his advice and pierces Ginger's belly button with a silver ring to hopefully hold back the werewolf curse. And then, yeah, I got like little cliff notes here, but yeah, Ginger ends up beating up the preppy girl during the field hockey scene with didn't she hit her with a stick? I think it was.
Yeah, cross-checked her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, and then it goes to where Jason starts showing signs of infection, where he's got like the little
his like werewolf character is insufferably annoying.
Yeah, I did. That was the one character in this whole movie I didn't really care for.
Well, there's an entire subplot like we don't know what he's dealing with at home or how is he hiding all this shit. Like he's just like a weirdo now, like attacking a little girl, fucking.
Yeah, blaming her for what happened.
What was that, by the way? Like, he was, like, assaulting a little girl, and then...
Oh, that was, like, towards the end.
Bridget.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's, like, he does that, and then that happens with him. It cuts out from him. He's not in, like, a bunch of the movie.
Right. Yeah, because I think he was the one that gets the
That's one of the reasons that this movie isn't, like, watching it from a critical standpoint damaged this film for me, because... I noticed little things like that whole scene is just like out of nowhere, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that ties back in if you see the sequel, like with Jason. It's assumed to be Jason that ties back into the sequel. You don't really know, but that's what you're led to believe.
Is it the same actor?
You don't. Well, you don't even see him as like a human form anymore in the sequel.
Oh, okay. But still, like,
so you're just assuming it's Jason, like in the sequel.
It like come across like he's trying to like sexually assault a little girl, and then Bridget walks up and is like, "Leave her alone."
Well, I mean, there is a lot of implication of men just kind of wanting to jump on women and fuck them throughout the movie, so maybe that's.
But yeah, then it cuts to where I guess Trina, that preppy girl's dog, ends up going missing, so she comes over to blame Ginger and Bridget for it, and then Ginger hauls her into the house and like starts just kind of going mad, and
it's an accidental murder.
Yeah, she slips and cracks her skull on the table, and then I love that scene after they get rid of the body and the parents come home and she's just covered in blood and Ginger looks up at her dad. It's corn syrup, Daddy. Want some?
Yeah, they put together like a horror movie type thing.
Yeah, like a death
class.
scene.
Yeah, so
that ties back into the opening credits, which are one of the strongest part of the film. I love the opening credits a whole bunch.
Yeah, we skipped past that.
Yeah, because
I kind of briefly mentioned it earlier.
Right to them
Scott, I wasn't listening.
getting attacked by a werewolf.
I know you weren't. But yeah, then let's see. Then Bridget locks Ginger in the bathroom while she goes to try to make the cure with that monk's hood.
I like the Cure. Fucking sweet band, bro.
See, we can't go a podcast without him talking about some band.
Disintegration is the best album ever.
I don't mind the Cure. I just don't like the Cult. And I know you're
Suck
not.
a dick.
I knew it. I knew. Dude, fucking.
Electric is a great album.
Okay,
You're crazy.
Well,
That's on Sonic Temple, but that's a good album too.
Their radio song. What was that one? Fucking
Firewoman.
Yeah. It was like "Ciao, baby."
Yeah, that's Firewoman.
Oh, that sucks.
You're silly.
You like that?
Firewoman's a great song.
No. Speaking of songs, there's a song by Fear Factory in this movie.
Yeah.
There's a song by Soulfly.
That's bad. That's unfortunate.
And then there's a song by Glassjaw. But this is like fucking 2000. I mean,
the score for this film is just utterly dreadful. It just sounds like stock.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Fucking techno music.
I was never grabbed at all by any type of atmospheric sound or anything in this movie.
But after Bridget locks her up in the bathroom, they decide the best way to take the cure is to inject it with a needle. And
I usually just listen to him.
Shut up.
God damn it, Randy.
Like I said, I don't mind the Cure, but like that's not what he's talking about again.
But yeah, then Ginger escapes the bathroom and
talking about the Metallica song from Load.
No, I don't even know there's a song called Cure.
God damn it.
By Metallica. There's an actual Cure.
There is a movie we're talking about here.
In this movie, there's a Cure.
Oh yeah, Monk's Wood.
Monk's Hood.
Yes.
Yeah, Monk's Hood. They take the monk's wood out of his hood.
Jesus Christ.
It's a circumcised
monk.
God. An uncircumcised monk.
I'm starting to notice a trend here. Usually by the third movie, we get kind of punch drunk with the description of the movie. Or usually it's when it's Ken's movie, because we all just kind of start talking about it instead.
Yeah, I kind of gave up.
Ken just gives up at a certain point.
Yeah, then,
this is my podcast, but I'm not going to talk.
It's not my podcast. I'm just fucking tired.
Yeah, Ginger escapes and gets to the high school and gets caught flashing some of the guys, like the Stoner's friends. And
did you ever see just one of the guys back in the 80s?
Oh my god.
Fucking great tit shot that at the end.
Yeah, but then here comes that scene you were talking about where Jason attacks that little girl and Bridget uses the monk's hood cure on him.
Monk's hood.
Wastes a cure that she was on her way to...
Well, she was kind of wanting to test it before she used it on her sister.
Yeah, but if she didn't have to... No, but if she didn't have to use it on that dude, she wouldn't have had to... So the entire movie, there's like a transformation where Ginger is slowly becoming...
the wolf.
And it's not even like has anything to do with a full moon or anything.
No, but it's just
subtle either. I mean, anybody that doesn't notice it is fucking retarded.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, she could have like stuck her sister while she was pretty much human form at that time if she didn't have to waste it on this fucking guy.
Yeah, that is true. Because by the point by the time the Ginger gets to high school, she's already looking pretty wolfish.
Yeah.
But yeah, she and then it cuts to the scene where Bridget shows up to the school and Ginger pulls her into the guidance counselor's office, and he's just like completely mutilated, his face torn apart, which looked fucking awesome, blood all over the room.
Yeah.
And and you could tell she's starting to transform more, where she's getting the weird looking eyes and the brow is starting to get bigger.
Just so everyone knows, I just walked away from the podcast.
Yeah, we can tell when you're trying to talk on the podcast and you're way over by it.
And then this is where we start...
I just had my hands all over my dick. Yeah. No big deal.
But this is where we start talking about...
The only one that's going to do that for a long time, probably. Unless you go to Virginia.
I'd love to go to Virginia.
I guess so.
Then we
Virginia's where the pussy's at.
Ginger and Bridget's mother finding Trina's fingers in the ground. And she's starting to catch on to what happened.
Yeah, this is like the coolest... This is the coolest part in the movie for me, is when the mother just fucking says, fuck it. Like, She's gonna
let's burn the house down and fucking go.
She's just gonna take the side of her murderous fucking daughters and just get the fuck out. That's like pretty. Like my mom, like at the sight of any type of heathen activity, I would get turned in, and your mom wouldn't because she's dead. But Scott, my mom hates me, but like this shows like the motherly love that she has for the daughters. And then you kind of see it like during dinners and shit like that. It's the dad that no one really likes.
Yeah, the dad just kind of sits there quietly and shakes his head through most of it.
Because all the male characters in this movie are
they're
unreliable or they want to fuck
totally
you.
Dismissive of the woman's needs completely. And I don't know if Canada's really like that. I don't know if that's good representation.
No.
I think this movie is just trying to make a statement.
I think that could be, but I'm like the kids in the hall weren't that fucking chauvinistic whatsoever, I guess.
Well, this is the antithesis of chauvinism. I mean, it's just like, it's showing men as being chauvinists, but the movie itself isn't chauvinist. You know, I mean, it's.
Well, it plays the men in a bad light.
Yeah,
sure. It's pointing a finger at. Was this made by a woman?
No, it was by a director named John Fawcett.
Well,
did we ever decide if that fucker did?
Yeah, I looked through it, and it was like a lot of TV shows after this. It was like Dresden Files and shit like that.
It's
he was
a bitter man who's not making it in Hollywood.
Well, I don't know that he wrote the movie. Maybe somebody else wrote it. Maybe it was written by a woman.
Yeah, actually, if he's making a point that men are assholes, that's wrong, too.
I mean, a lot of the male characters in Cronenberg's movies are assholes, too. Maybe Canadians just, see the truth of sexuality.
Could be. But anyways, then it cuts back after.
Don't you just anyways?
Yeah, anyway,
I'm trying to move this along.
We are trying to score fucking vagina points with the women listeners. We are with you, and no,
Scott's still fixated on play-by-play.
I'm just trying to get through this movie.
The format, but
no, I totally get it.
It's not working.
This movie's
we're breaking it in a very strange way where we're not even talking about the movie.
It's already gone 30 minutes, but that's fine.
Nobody's listening.
Yeah, but then Ginger ends up killing the janitor, and then she, you can start seeing...
Screaming like a banshees.
We have to do that movie, too. Eventually.
That's a different Asian janitor from a different horror movie.
Yes.
Yeah, she starts...
Creeps is one of my faves.
She starts talking about how she's enjoying the act of killing more and more, and how it feels like it's like touching herself. So you can definitely tell it's like a lot more sexualization in the movie is starting to show up.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yep, then the mom finds Trina's body, picks up Bridget, and they go looking for Ginger, and they end up at
not the Spice, the girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Or the Spice Girl.
Is there a Ginger Spice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's the redhead.
That was what you were saying.
Yeah.
They go looking for Ginger Spice, which hasn't even. Oh no, 2000. They're probably.
If anybody's looking for Ginger, right over here.
Oh my god!
Our ginger dealer.
No, I'm a ginger.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like,
Jesus Christ,
your pubes are red, so like,
I shave them.
You're offering cock right on the podcast.
If you shave them, we'll dig
Yeah, then they
while it's recording, right? You remember that, right? We're dudes
specifically to Virginia.
Who is?
I don't even know what's going on right now.
I have to know who this girl is after the podcast.
Specific person in Virginia.
He really likes this girl in Virginia.
Her name is Virginia.
He's gonna deal the Ginger. I don't know. She can go get Ginger in Virginia. You're fine.
Yeah, but this is where they go to the Halloween party, and the mom tells Bridget she will burn their house down and leave town with them. And just, what about my dad? Or what about our dad? He won't believe that.
We already talked
I know,
about
It's like the third time we've talked about it.
Actually, yeah.
Well, yeah,
it's overkill now. I don't even like the mom anymore.
But yeah, Sam and Bridget knock out Ginger, take her back home, and that's when the full transformation happens in the back of the van, which I thought that was a pretty cool transformation scene. And they get back home, Ginger breaks out of the van and basically runs in the house.
Like, this movie, at this point, it's like, are they gonna fucking show the whole like, it's just like shaky cam, fucking just little blah blah blah, and then the payoff.
Well, you only see the full-bodied werewolf and American Werewolf in like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
up
until that point, it's all glimpses and.
Yeah, but this is a 2000 horror with not Rick Baker, so you're just like, is this gonna actually? Are we gonna get to see something fucking awesome? But then when you actually see the full transformation, It's fucking as 2000 horror movies go, late 1990 movies go. This is like, it's great.